everyone, welcome to Group Theory video lecture series. Myself Sudhakar. As you know, we are studying some important theorems on subgroups. In the previous lecture, we discussed the two theorems. Theorem 1 is, if H and K are any two subsets of a group G, then HK whole inverse is equal to K inverse H inverse. And theorem 2 is, if H is a subgroup of group G, then H inverse is equal to H. So you remember these two results because we're going to use these results in the next theorems. Now let us consider theorem 3. A subset H of a group G is a subgroup of G if and only if H inverse is equal to H. So you understand carefully the statement. A subset H of a group G is a subgroup of G if and only if H inverse is equal to H. Again we have if and only if. If you come across if and only if, we shall consider two cases. So the first case. What is the first case? Suppose H is a subgroup of G. Suppose H is a subgroup of G, and what is our aim? Our aim is to prove that H inverse is equal to H. Now again observe carefully, H into H inverse is a set, H is a subgroup, therefore we have to prove two sets are equal. Therefore again we shall use the result. When we say two sets are equal, A is equal to B if A is subset of B and B is subset of A. Similarly here, H into H inverse is equal to H. To prove this, we have to prove H inverse is subset of H and H is subset of H inverse. Now we shall prove the first one. That is H inverse is subset of H. But what is H inverse? H inverse is a set of all elements of the form H into K inverse, where H belongs to H and K inverse belongs to H inverse. You can consider H into H inverse as the set of all elements of the form H1 H2 inverse, where H1 belongs to H and H2 inverse belongs to H inverse. Now let us consider an arbitrary element in H inverse, that is HK inverse. Let HK inverse belongs to H inverse, where H belongs to H and K inverse belongs to H inverse. Again you know what is H inverse. H inverse is the set of all inverses of the elements of H. That is, H inverse is the set of all elements of the form H inverse, where H belongs to H. Now since K inverse belongs to H inverse, it implies that K belongs to H, because H inverse contains inverses of elements of H. So K inverse belongs to H inverse means K belongs to H. Now we have H and K belongs to H, and what do you know about H? H is nothing but a subgroup. This is given. Therefore HK inverse belongs to H. How we got this one? So this is nothing but the criteria. So any non-empty subset H is a subgroup of G if and only if for all A comma B belongs to H, implies A star B inverse or AB inverse belongs to H. Using this criteria, we have written this step. Therefore, HK inverse belongs to HH inverse. So this was the statement we considered in the beginning. This implies HK inverse belongs to H. That's what we have proved here. Therefore, an element belongs to HH inverse, an arbitrary element belongs to HH inverse, and we have proved that that element belongs to H. Therefore, we conclude that HH inverse is subset of H. We shall take this as 1. Now our aim is to prove H is subset of HH inverse. Therefore, what we have to do? We shall take an element, an arbitrary element in H. Now this implies if H belongs to H, then H into E inverse belongs to HH inverse. So an element into E inverse belongs to inverse. This implies, since the inverse of identity is identity itself, therefore E inverse is nothing but E, therefore H into E belongs to HH inverse. Again, what is H into E? We get H, therefore H belongs to HH inverse. Therefore, we got if H belongs to H, we have proved H belongs to HH inverse. Therefore, this implies H is subset of HH inverse. So, we shall take this as 2. Therefore, from 1 and 2, since H inverse is subset of H and statement 2 is H is subset of HH inverse, we got HH inverse is equal to H. Next, conversely, we shall assume that HH inverse is equal to H. And our aim is to prove that H is a subgroup of G. So now we shall use the criteria. So what is that criteria? That is theorem 2. When we say H, a non-empty subset is a subgroup of G, is a subgroup of G if and only if for all A comma B belongs to H implies A star B inverse or AB inverse belongs to H. Now we shall use this concept. So we shall take two elements in H, and if you get AB inverse belongs to H, then we say that H is a subgroup of G. Okay, let us take two elements in H, that it be H and K. Now H into K inverse belongs to H into H inverse. So H belongs to H, K inverse belongs to K inverse. Their product HK inverse belongs to HH inverse. Now this implies HK inverse belongs to H because we have assumed that HH inverse is equal to H. So HH inverse, since it is equal to H, therefore HK inverse belongs to H. Therefore we had taken H and K belongs to H, and we have proved that HK inverse belongs to H. Therefore it is true for all. Therefore for all H and K belongs to H, that implies HK inverse belongs to H. Therefore according to criteria, H is a subgroup of G. Next we shall consider theorem 4. If H and K are any two subgroups of a group G, then HK is a subgroup of G if and only if HK is equal to KH. Once again, you understand the statement. What are H and K? H and K are any two subgroups of a group G. And what we have to prove? Then their product, that is HK, is a subgroup of G if and only if HK is equal to KH. So again we have if and only if. We shall consider two cases. Before that we shall write what is given. So given H and K are any two subgroups of a group G. So understand carefully what we know about H and K. H and K are subgroups of group G. Since H and K are subgroups of a group G according to theorem 2. So what is theorem 2 states that if H is a subgroup of G, then H inverse is equal to H. Therefore, H and K are subgroups of G implies H inverse is equal to H and K inverse is equal to K. Now we shall assume that. So this is the case we shall consider. So we have to assume HK is a subgroup of G and have to prove that HK is equal to KH. And what is the converse part? We have to assume HK is equal to KH and we have to prove HK is a subgroup of G. So first case we shall consider, suppose HK is a subgroup of G. And our aim is to prove that HK is equal to KH. Now, since HK is a subgroup of G, this is given. Now HK whole inverse is equal to HK. So we got this again using theorem 2. What theorem 2 says that if H is a subgroup of G, then H inverse is equal to H. Similarly, if HK is a subgroup of G, then HK whole inverse is equal to H. Next, using theorem 1, HK whole inverse can be written as K inverse H inverse. Right hand side we shall write as it is, that is HK. Therefore we got a K inverse H inverse is equal to HK. Again, since H and K are subgroups, H inverse is equal to H and K inverse is equal to K. Therefore we shall replace left hand side. Therefore K inverse is nothing but K and H inverse is nothing but H. Therefore we get KH is equal to right hand side HK. Therefore we have proved HK is equal to KH. Next, conversely we shall assume that HK is equal to KH. And our aim is to prove that HK is a subgroup of G. Just now we proved that a subset H of a group G is a subgroup of G if and only if HH in inverse is equal to H. This is nothing but theorem 3. Therefore, we shall use this concept. To prove HK is a subgroup of G, we shall use this concept. What is that? If HH inverse is equal to H, then we can say that H is a subgroup of G. When we can say HK is a subgroup of G? If HK into HK whole inverse is equal to HK. This we can write using this concept. If we prove this one, then we can say HK is a subgroup of G. So let us consider left hand side, that is HK into HK whole inverse. Again, using theorem 1, HK whole inverse can be written as K inverse H inverse. So in the next step, this can be written as H of K into K inverse H inverse. Next, K of K inverse H inverse can be written as K into K inverse into H inverse. So what is K into K inverse? That is using theorem 2. So what is theorem 2? A non-empty subset H is a subgroup if H inverse is equal to H. So since K is a subgroup, K into K inverse is nothing but K. Next, you write H inverse as it is. Next again, H of K into H inverse can be written as H into K, and H inverse you write as it is. Again, what is our assumption? HK is nothing but KH. Since HK is nothing but KH, HK can be written as KH, and H inverse we shall write as it is. Therefore, again this can be written as K of H into H inverse. Again, since H is a subgroup, HH inverse we get H. Since HH inverse is equal to H, we get K into H. Again, we know that according to assumption, HK is equal to KH, therefore KH can be written as HK. Therefore, what we proved? HK into HK whole inverse, we got HK. This is of the form H into H inverse is equal to H. Therefore, according to previous theorem, that is theorem 3, if H into H inverse is equal to H, then we can conclude that H is a subgroup. Similarly, using that theorem, we can say that HK is a subgroup of G. This completes the proof.